The tale of young Sammy and his quest for riches. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a boy named Sammy. Sammy was like any other 16-year-old, full of dreams and ambitions. But there was one thing that set Sammy apart. He wanted to become rich, and he wanted it fast. He would often daydream about living in a big mansion, driving fancy cars, and wearing the latest fashion. One sunny afternoon, Sammy sat on the porch of his modest home, flipping through a glossy magazine filled with stories of young entrepreneurs who had struck it rich overnight. "Why can't that be me?" he sighed. His best friend, Lucy, who was always the voice of reason, overheard him and sat down beside him. "Sammy, I know you want to be rich, but there's no magic formula. Those stories you read are rare cases. Most people who are wealthy got there through hard work and patience." Sammy wasn't convinced. "There has to be a shortcut," he insisted. And so, he began his quest for quick riches. First, Sammy tried his hand at day trading. He invested all his savings into the stock market, buying and selling shares based on tips he found on the internet. At first, he made a small profit, and his confidence soared. But soon, the market turned, and Sammy lost almost everything he had invested. Undeterred, Sammy moved on to the next big thing, cryptocurrency. He heard stories of people becoming millionaires overnight and decided to take another chance. He bought into a new, hyped-up coin. For a few days, it seemed like his luck had changed, and the value of his investment skyrocketed. But just as quickly, the bubble burst, and Sammy was left with nothing but regret. Frustrated and nearly broke, Sammy turned to online gambling, convinced he could outsmart the system. He spent hours playing poker, betting on sports, and trying to find that one big win. But luck was not on his side, and he ended up deeper in debt. One evening, as Sammy sat in his room, staring at the empty bank account on his phone, he felt a gentle tap on his shoulder. It was his grandfather, a wise old man who had always been there for Sammy. "What's troubling you, son?" he asked. Sammy poured out his heart, telling his grandfather about his failed attempts to get rich quick. The old man listened patiently, then placed a comforting hand on Sammy's. "Sammy, let me tell you a story," he began. "When I was your age, I too dreamt of quick riches. I tried everything you did and failed just as you have. One day, a wise man told me the secret to true wealth." Sammy's eyes widened with curiosity. "What is it, Grandpa?" His grandfather smiled. "The best way to become rich is to invest in yourself. Work hard, be patient, and never stop learning. Wealth isn't just about money. It's about building a life of value and meaning. Find something you're passionate about, become the best at it, and the money will follow." Sammy thought long and hard about his grandfather's words. He realized that in his rush to get rich, he had neglected his true passions and talents. He decided to change his approach. He focused on his studies, learned new skills, and worked diligently at a part-time job to save money. Years passed, and Sammy's hard work began to pay off. He started his own business, doing something he loved. It grew steadily, and soon he was making a good living. He never became an overnight millionaire, but he built a comfortable and fulfilling life. One day, as Sammy stood on the porch of his own home, much like the one he grew up in, he saw his own children playing in the yard. He smiled, knowing that he had found the true path to wealth. And whenever his kids talked about getting rich quick, Sammy would sit them down and share his own journey, reminding them of the value of hard work, patience, and investing in oneself. In the end, Sammy learned that the best way to become rich wasn't through shortcuts or risky schemes, but through dedication, passion, and a willingness to grow and learn. And that, dear reader, is the real secret to a wealthy life.